Are you a childcare provider? Is your service approved to administer the childcare subsidy? Did you know that any new specified personnel need to have a police check that is less than 6 months old? A police check, also called a nationally coordinated criminal history check, looks for information held by the police. This includes criminal charges, offences and findings of guilt in a court. As well as having a police check, any staff, if they are working with children, need to have a current Working with Children check or equivalent. A Working with Children check is provided by a state or territory government and allows a person to work with children. All states and territories have some form of Working with Children check. Sometimes it can have a different name. For example, in Queensland it's called a Blue Card, and in Tasmania it's called a Registration to Work with Vulnerable People. Who does these checks? Each state and territory has its own approval process for police checks and Working with Children checks. The Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission website has more information. Staff might need to have different checks. Family daycare and in-home care educators and individuals responsible for the day-to-day operations of the service must have a national police check and need a Working with Children check. Staff who have management or control of the provider need both of these checks, plus 3 extra checks. A National Personal Insolvency Index check from the Australian Financial Security Authority, a current and historical personal name extract from the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, and evidence the person does not appear on the ASIC banned and disqualified register. As a provider, you must make sure all checks are carried out, keep track of expiry dates and have new Working with Children checks done when needed. You must also tell the department within 24 hours of becoming aware if anything happens that changes the status of any person who must have a Working with Children check. And tell the department within 7 days if anything happens that changes the status of a person's police check, for example if they are convicted of a criminal offence. These are the minimum requirements of the Australian Government. Each state and territory may have additional checks that are required. The Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority provides further information about the National Quality Framework and what these additional requirements are under the state and territory laws. Remember, these laws are for the safety and well-being of children as well as helping to keep the system fair and sustainable.